The apple does not fall too far from the tree. Apparently and allegedly, he's about to be named in an upcoming lawsuit that alleges that he not only diddled a woman, but also Cosby'd her. Now, the lawsuit has not been filed yet, so we can't review it, but the lawyer representing the victim says that they have pictures of their client's injuries.
Shocking new images from inside Diddy's Beverly Hills home raid. Misa's compilation circling out Christian held against a wall at gunpoint.
Scruffy Combs comes with a different attitude, though. I gotta be a lot more upfront with y'all.
He's nicer.
Nice. It's a pain for real. Scruffy Combs is here. I don't know if he's here to stay, but he's here, man.
After the shocking arrest, King Combs is devastated, feeling like his world is falling apart. What makes it worse? He believes that Jay-Z and Beyoncé's decision to distance themselves from his father might have added to the downfall. On the day of the arrest, Diddy's sons were seen in public. But their silence spoke volumes. There wasn't a single word from them.
Are you okay? Are you feeling okay?
And I hope the mom, the whole grandma get better soon.
How can you support your father? How do you support him moving forward?
Dawn wants to be vindicated. She wants her day in court. She wants to see accountability and justice after so many years of what she endured at the hands of Sean Combs. If the prosecutors are able to prove their claims, I think he should be in prison for the rest of his life. And I think he will be.
A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
I think my client and many others were just terrified of this man. Dawn Richard is a musician. All she wants to do is make music. She has critically acclaimed albums. She's about to go on tour. That's what she wants to do. The last thing she wanted to do was to bring a federal lawsuit against Sean Combs. But ultimately, she got to a breaking point, and she wanted to stand with the other women, and she wanted to tell her story, and it was time for her to seek justice. What shocked us the most is that the federal indictment is so strikingly similar to the complaint that we filed first a week ago. We alleged many of the same things, including forced labor, restriction of our clients' movements, false imprisonment, abuse, trafficking, and not just against Sean Combs, but against a large number of other defendants who we claim were complicit, were enablers.
Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity.
The racketeering charge is very important, and I'm so glad to see it in the federal indictment today, because what that is this is not just about Sean Combs. It's about Sean plus all of the enablers who conspired with him, the government says, to cover up his physical and abuse of women for so many years. I have no idea what they are planning to do, but I would say this to everyone who is associated with Diddy. Now is the time to come forward, to acknowledge your part in this if you had a part in this, to apologize, and to do what you can to help the victims. The time for attacking the victims, for insulting the women, that's over. Justice is coming for Sean Combs and for everybody who was complicit with him in his enterprise.
The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
While it's very exciting to see this arrest and indictment, that is only the beginning. The government has to prove its case. Sean Combs remains a very wealthy and powerful man. He can afford the best attorneys to fight for him. And I would strongly encourage anybody out there who may have been a witness, may have been a victim, who has evidence, to please come forward. Contact an attorney like me, contact the FBI. Please come forward with what you have, because this will be an uphill battle against Sean Combs. A lot of people have reached out to Dawn and to my law firm to offer words of support and encouragement. Dawn has over 1 million Instagram followers. Many of her followers have been very loving and supportive. We really appreciate that, because of course there's also haters and people who have to write nasty things in comments. So it really means a lot to see the show of support. We have not been in contact with Cassie. I assume that the settlement that she reached probably includes an NDA, so she's probably not free to talk. But I will tell you that Dawn was very much inspired by Cassie Ventura's bravery in filing her complaint last fall. And that really set in motion the entire series of events that led not only to our complaint filed last week, but the federal indictment that we've seen today. Cassie Ventura is a heroine. She was extremely brave. She was the first one to come out and talk about these shocking allegations of physical and abuse. Sean Combs' team essentially called her a liar when she filed that complaint. And then that brutal video of her beating came out, and they had to backtrack and issue kind of a pseudo apology, which is really just Sean Combs feeling sorry for himself.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
If you are randomly, wantonly assaulting women, abusing women, threatening women, if you have AR-15s with the serial numbers covered up, if you are threatening people, if you are ruining lives, you should be in prison for the rest of your life.
After unsealing a 3-count indictment, federal prosecutors in New York want Sean Diddy Combs locked up until his trial. That indictment alleging multiple crimes, including trafficking. Eyewitness News reporter Irene Cruz joins us now live in studio with the very latest. Irene.
Yeah, Philip, he was arrested at a Manhattan hotel last night, and we're told his kids arrived in the courtroom today for the arraignment. Rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs has been hit with 3 charges, and that includes trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy. Now, the indictment highlights activity since 2008. It claims he ran an enterprise with trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, and other crimes. He's accused of transporting across state lines and internationally, then forcing women to engage in with those workers while he filmed it. Investigators say he called these freak-offs and would manipulate women by giving them drugs, controlling their careers and financial support, and using violence. Federal prosecutors want to keep Combs in federal custody while he awaits trial. They claim he's dangerous and an ongoing threat to the public, and that he's tried to cover up crimes through bribes and threats.
He and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries.
This all comes after a number of assault allegations have been piling up in the last few months. The rapper has denied those, but apologized when graphic surveillance videos surfaced from 2016. It showed him allegedly assaulting then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Now, back in March, Homeland Security raided both of Combs' homes in LA and Miami. In the press conference today, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York said investigators found weapons like AR-15s and a drum magazine. They also found evidence of the freak-offs, including images and videos and bottles used in hotels. That's more than 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil. Now, the U.S. Attorney is saying he's not ruling out more possible charges. This case is developing, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Diddy's arrest was more than a headline. It placed him in one of the country's most notorious, harsh jails, where even basic comforts are scarce. It's shocking to think that someone as influential as Diddy would end up in such rough conditions, and, understandably, his sons are struggling to cope.
Diddy Combs has been denied bail in connection with the abuse and charges he faces. And as Les Trump reports, the music mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is notorious for its bad living conditions.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs spent his first night behind bars inside a facility that is being called Hell on Earth. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is notorious for its appalling living conditions and rampant violence. How bad is it inside this federal lockup? There have been 2 murders, 4 suicides, and numerous stabbings and lockdowns in recent years. It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here. Donald Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, spent a harrowing year in federal custody. He says for someone used to a life of luxury like Diddy, prison life is a severe shock.
You have a desk, you have a plastic chair, you have your bed with a 1.5-inch mattress, no pillow, and you also have a locker. So you basically have 3 feet by 5 feet to move around. So you have a basic 15 square feet. It is a horrible, horrible place.
Diddy's lawyers were so eager to keep him out of jail, they offered his palatial $48 million home in Miami Beach and his private jets as bail. Today, they are even offering to restrict female visitors to his homes, except for his mother, daughters, and the mothers of his children if he is released. They told the judge the jail he was being sent to is dreadful, dirty, inhuman, and an ongoing tragedy.
How's your dad doing? How's your dad doing?
Family members appeared somber as they arrived at federal court in Manhattan today in another attempt to get out on bail. The judge cited Diddy's history of violent temper and potential intimidation of witnesses as reasons for keeping him behind bars. Diddy's former protege, singer Aubrey O'Day, is celebrating Diddy's downfall today. I feel validated, a win for women all over the world.
Combs has pled not guilty. Those were the only words he uttered in court yesterday.
Justin, King Combs. King, how you doing this morning? How's it going, Justin? Quincy, how you feeling this morning? How are the twins?
For the family, though, this isn't their first encounter with the law. During a previous house raid in Miami, Diddy's sons were also taken into custody.
He knows way more about this stuff than I do. He's the chief correspondent for Inside Edition. And even more importantly, he's a lawyer, so he really gets it. Oh, okay, Jim, this all came at me very, very quickly. I saw the civil lawsuits. I thought things could be ugly. I never in a million years expected to see that mansion with that level of raid activity. What do you know?
Well, it's what we really don't know at this point. All we really know are these images. And first, let me just backtrack for a second. You got bonked on the head. I do like what it's done. It's kind of freed you up a little bit. But in all seriousness, I'm hoping you're okay. But there is
I appreciate it. I'm a little woozy, but I'm okay. But that's why I needed you tonight.
I like that. You are feisty, and I really appreciate that. But those lawsuits that you're talking about, those are civil. Okay, they're all very serious, and they have some very serious and ugly allegations of assault, even including picking. But clearly, what you're looking at, these images, this is not civil. This is criminal, and these are not guys in suits coming to a house to get documents. Right? They are heavily armed, and they are armored up, and they are anticipating potential trouble. We don't know much beyond that, and I don't really want to infer a lot other than the fact that these guys were prepared. It was well orchestrated. It was on both coasts. As you said, Sean Combs' private jet left Van Nuys Airport sometime around 9 this morning. This is just hours before this raid. Don't know if he's on it yet. I think a lot of people are frankly stunned at the signs of wealth too that we see. I mean, that is some estate, cool jet, big money, and and a lot of firepower. That's the other thing that I'm really having a hard time grappling with. It doesn't look like they were just going in to get hard drives, right?
Well, that's what I wondered. I mean, for starters, I have two schools of thought on the jet up and taking off, right before this happens. One is that he got wind and left, or two, they saw he was leaving and thought, now's our shot to go in and grab any hard drive, any kind of electronics that can't be destroyed or hidden or, absconded with. But you're right about the firepower. I do know there are lots of reports that he has a lot of guns, but there are plenty of people in America with a lot of guns, and I don't think you'd see that kind of a SWAT response.
Well, and also, if this is so well orchestrated, you would think that authorities would know whether or not he was there. So the question is, did they want to go when he wasn't there, or did they miss him somehow? I don't want to suggest that he's on that jet because he fled. We don't know. We don't know if it was a previously scheduled trip. We don't know if, as you say, they wanted to wait till he was out of the country or leaving the country. But clearly authorities this wasn't planned yesterday.
No, especially because it's bi-coastal, right? This is in LA. The other raid at the exact same time is going on in Miami. We know that this is all stemming out of the Southern District of New York. So there's 3 jurisdictions at play here, and it all happened with precision. And I should add this as well. He is a $65 million yacht. So I don't know if that plays into why you're in Antigua and whether it was a pre-planned vacation. I don't know, but I think we're going to find out a lot more, which is why I have you on speed dial, Jim Murray. Thank you for this. Appreciate it.
Dancing, laughing, seemingly without a care in the world. Over the weekend, Diddy was spotted having that dance party for one at the same Miami estate raided by the feds just 5 days earlier. The father of 7 also broke his silence on social media, posting these photos of his 17-month-old daughter with the caption, quote, "Happy Easter from baby love." Diddy's 26-year-old son, Christian, who was handcuffed and questioned during the LA raid, also posted for the first time. He says, quote, "Stop with the caps," which is slang for lies.
There's a whole public relations side of this. Diddy is going to want to put up a front of an innocent person. And sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Right now, investigators are going through the evidence that they seized. What they're really looking for are videos of the alleged abuse. If prosecutors have that information, we're talking about days or weeks before Diddy is charged. He may go to prison for the rest of his life.
Take it like it's a championship fight, and I'm ready to go.
Of course, Diddy's lawyer called the raid and allegations a witch hunt, but the Department of Homeland Security maintains they believe that there is a disturbing history of trafficking and are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. A surprising person weighing in on the Diddy investigation? Longtime hip-hop rival and incarcerated Death Row Records co-founder Suge Knight. He offered some ominous advice from his prison podcast, Collect Call with Suge Knight, where he is serving a 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter.
I tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets. So you know they're going to get you if they can.
Diddy's longtime friend Nick Cannon has also entered the chat. He shared on his Council Culture podcast he feels divided.
I don't know how to feel about it. But as a friend and a brother, I want to defend. Sometimes you say, I'm a reserve comment.
Not long ago, King Combs was caught up in a lawsuit involving an incident on a yacht, with details surprisingly similar to Diddy's current predicament.
Tonight, more accusations against Sean Diddy Combs, and now one of his sons. A new 31-page lawsuit filed on Thursday details a trip in 2022 where the plaintiff alleges she was working as a stewardess aboard a yacht owned by Combs when his son, Christian drugged and sexually assaulted her. The lawsuit alleges that an audio recording made during the night in question is evidence of the woman denying his advances as he gropes her. The plaintiff's lawyer provided those clips to NBC News. In one recording, a woman, believed to be the alleged victim, is heard saying,
"Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs the way I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that."
Soon after, according to the lawsuit, Christian speaks and tries to get her to stay.
Who can I talk to? I'm gonna say I requested you right now.
Well, you can take your hand off my for the first thing.
According to the lawsuit, the alleged victim then left the recording studio and attempted to resume her stewardess duties. But the suit alleges Christian found her again, this time asking her to find him a place to sleep. She claims she showed him to a cinema area, but instead of resting, she alleges in the suit that he became violent and wouldn't let her leave. He groped her, the lawsuit claims, took his clothes off, grabbed her arms, and tried to force her to perform oral on him. The woman claims she fought him off until someone else walked in. The lawsuit includes photos of a bruised forearm, allegedly the victim's. As for Christian's famous father, the suit claims he turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion on his yacht into a hedonistic environment where employees were exposed without their consent to unlawful drug use, work, and general chaos. Representatives for Christian and Sean Combs did not respond to NBC's request for comment. It comes amid a wave of legal troubles for the rap mogul, who had 2 of his homes raided last month and is facing multiple assault and trafficking lawsuits, allegations he has denied, and so far has not been criminally charged. Legal experts say prosecutors could use the claims in the new lawsuit to build a broader case.
There is a statute under federal law called RICO, the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. It allows prosecutors to really connect those dots between the various criminal acts, such as the sex trafficking, such as forced labor, such as all of those allegations that we have read, which, if proven, would constitute together a larger criminal enterprise.
Okay, with that, Ellison Barber joins us now in studio. Ellison, great to see you. So this is not the first lawsuit we've seen where other people are named, but has anyone been criminally charged yet?
So related to all of this legal activity, so far there has only been one known arrest, and it was for a 25-year-old associate of Diddy's. And interestingly, he wasn't charged with anything related to sexual harassment, assault, or it was a charge related to possession of cocaine. And Diddy's lawyers have pointed to that in the past to say, look, Diddy has not been arrested or criminally charged. In fact, after that raid happened on 2 of his homes, they released a statement calling that raid an overuse of what they described as military level force, and also saying, we want to remind people in all of these criminal and or civil different allegations that have come forward, Diddy has never been arrested or charged. And that is true still at this point. But from the legal experts we've spoken to, they say that could change. And sometimes prosecutors are waiting to build an even bigger case, not just against one person, but maybe multiple.
Markey reportedly told Christian, quote, "Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that." Markey then says that she told Christian she couldn't stay with him unless it was approved by a supervisor, all of whom she knew would be asleep at the time, so this was a way for her to get out of the situation. She claims that Christian said, "Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now." Well, Markey then says she responded with, quote, "Well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing." Markey says that she tried to go back to her work, but Christian found her again, wanted her to find him a place to sleep for the night. So she ended up taking him to the cinema room for the yacht, which doubled as a place for people to sleep. And she claims that is when Christian blocked her and groped her, took off his clothes, tried to force her to perform on him. She says that she was able to fight him off until someone came in. Now, the lawsuit goes on to say that Markey told the yacht captain what happened the very next day, but he didn't believe her, didn't do any sort of real investigation. She says the captain retaliated against her for months after the alleged assault, before ultimately firing her in May of 2023. Now, aside from her account, aside from a potential other witness, right, the person that allegedly walked in on this, what proof is there that this happened? Well, she reportedly has photos of the bruises that she says were caused by this event with Christian Combs. But she also claims that in that studio, during that first interaction at the time, was Rodney Jones, that former Diddy music producer I mentioned, the one who is suing Diddy. He's known as Little Rod Jones. Remember, he had been basically living with Diddy while the two worked on his latest album. As we discussed on previous sidebars, Jones made multiple allegations against Diddy in his own lawsuit, saying that there was rampant drinking, drug use, sexual assault during Diddy's parties. He claims that he was groped by Diddy, that he was the victim of trafficking as he was forced to engage in sex with workers. He even claims that Diddy groomed him for homosexual sex and facilitated for him to be abused by actor Cuba Gooding Jr. He also claims that there are hours of audio and video footage documenting Diddy's alleged crimes and misconduct. And according to Miss Omarkey, Jones taped this event with her. Yes, the lawsuit provides transcripts of audio recordings, and these audio recordings purportedly show, or you can hear, kissing sounds, her telling Combs not to touch her, her allegedly asking about whether she was drugged. Now, we haven't heard these tapes here on Law and Crime yet, but if they are what they purport to be...
Despite the mounting controversy around Diddy, King Combs' loyalty to his father remains unwavering. His bond with Diddy runs so deep that he even took a jab at 50 Cent, one of his father's longtime rivals, to stand up for his dad's name.
Y'all knew this was coming. Y'all knew this was coming. Y'all knew P. Diddy, people, or him was gonna clap back sooner or later. Now, me personally, you already lost this. Already, King Combs. You already lost. Cause first of all, the person you dissing, you can't diss that. 50 Cent, you diss 50? Oh man, we gotta hear this. We gotta hear this. Pick a side, man. King Combs taking up for his pops. Let's get it, man. I think Meek Mill got into it with 50, everybody, bruh.
They praying on our downfall another time again.
It better not be trash.
Ain't for the sun gonna shine again.
Turn me up.
Don't bust no U-turns cause we ain't forgetting And to all y'all that switch, suck my.
Let's go. Yeah. Suck my dick.
Hold up. Hold up.
What? You talking down the family name, man.
Hold on. That beat came in kind of tough, though. Hold on. That beat came in kind of tough, gang. Hold up, man. Hold up. Boy, you better be talking in here, too. You better be talking. Okay, if it's trash and this the first thing being said from P. Diddy count, boy, we on your ass, boy.
Suck my dick. What? You talking down the family name, man, you wildin'. What? I did when scream out no Diddy. With me. Baddies, they ready to go with me. I just nod and they know to go get 'em. Might see me with some pretty hoes with me, but ain't no hoe with me. I just laid back and that Virgil made.
Hold on. This started out the track saying, I dare one of you to scream out no Diddy. Bruh. I dare one of you scream out no Diddy. Bro, the whole world is screaming out no Diddy. The entire world. My middle son be saying no Diddy, bro. My oldest son be saying no Diddy, bro. You got a lot of niggas to fight with. We got rappers calling their songs no Diddy. Come on, bro. We got trademark no Diddy, bro. No Diddy is trademark. Man, come on, man. You talking crazy.
That switch. Suck my.
Yeah. Suck What? You talking down the family name, man, you wildin'. What? I dare one of you out no Diddy. Baddies, they ready to go with me. I just nod and they know to go get them. Might see me with some pretty hoes with me, but ain't no hoe with me. I just lay back in that Virgil Maybach. That 50.
Okay.
Police raid the crib like they think we selling crack, but we out here selling tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques. Rather put this bags, all that got whack. When all they had was 50 cents. Who put this city on the map? Stop lying.
Hold up. But hey, I just heard something. I don't think you want to go that route, my boy. It won't really no diss, but he mentioned it. Say police raid the crib. Like we selling crack. We out here selling tracks. Multi-million-dollar plaques. Hold up. This nigga, you gon' diss the police? You wanna go that route? Them was the feds, my God. The feds. Them on everyday police right there. Them on county police. Them on sheriffs. That's the feds. I wanna ease your road with that one. Hold up.
Tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques. Rather put bags, all that got to back. When all they had was 50 cents. Who put the city on the map?
Okay, 50.
Stop lying. Pops been hated on by many men, and nigga, that's fine. They gon' try to stop these M&Ms, and they gon' die trying. Pull up to this.
Whoa, hold up. Now he referencing 50 tracks. Get Rich or Die Trying, Mini Man, Eminem. Hold up. You definitely don't want to take that route.
So, what do you all think? What's next for Christian after everything that's happened? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.